All right, y'all. So I'm here for Love and Hip Hop New York. This is season 8, and I believe this is episode 9. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas holiday. I enjoyed mine. And I apologize in advance if my energy is not all the way up there in this video, but I didn't really get a lot of sleep last night, and I feel like I'm coming down with something. So yeah, just letting you guys know in advance. But anyways, the episode picked up right where it left off from last week. With James Delane versus the Creek Squad. Okay. And Self realizes, he's kind of being a hypocrite because, he's always telling Mariah and Dream Doll to, stay out the drama or whatever. And here he is with the Creep Squad up in some drama. So, he decides he wants to bring James Delane and Jacquay together. And Self is like, I don't want nobody getting hurt or whatever. I don't want no shit to go down over, especially not over no female, that's corny and everything. So, James Delane is like, I didn't know how you was moving. I didn't know what your intentions were. And I'm like, but you invited them. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like I said before, they shouldn't have showed up, but you invited them. So I mean, I don't know what the fuck you thought was going to happen, but anyway, so Jacquay is like, I'm pretty sure you knew that was my girl or whatever. And James Delane, he's like, well, I mean, that's not how she was coming. She was coming differently, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, okay, like, yeah, granted, what I'm saying, she did say that she was in a relationship, but she kind of was at the same time acting like she wasn't. But don't make it seem like as if like she was just drooling over you, because that wasn't the case or whatever, even though I don't care for Sophia either. But I'm just saying. But anyways, so Jacquay is like, I'm glad you took her off my hands or whatever. Like, I'm cool and everything. So then, the Creek Squad, they pretty much leave. At that point, then Mariah shows up to, rub her tits in James Delane's face. Not literally, but she come there to, show him her new masterpiece or whatever. So, she, talks pretty much talking about him being disloyal and all this other stuff. And where's your bitch at? Or where's your new bitch at? And everything, talking about Sophia. And he's like, well, she not here and everything, but what can I do to make it up to you or whatever? And she's pretty much like, boy, please, it ain't a motherfucking thing you can do. And she leaves and knocks his ice sculpture off of the stand that it was on. And I just, it really wasn't no point for her to be there either. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you done with him, you done with him. Like, I understand you want to show off your new tits and everything and be like, ha ha, fuck you or whatever, but it just would have been a better look if you just wouldn't had even showed up. You feel what I'm saying? And then you knock his ice sculpture off of the stand that it was on top of that. But anyways, then we get Remy and Yandy. They're at the grocery store, and they're trying to donate to the different hurricanes that have occurred, earlier this year. So Remy, she's like, aside from all of this, where's Juju? Because, they've been trying to get in contact with her. They ain't been able to really, get up with her, link up with her and everything. Yandy is saying how she just be making all these excuses or whatever. Yandy thinks that she's pregnant. Remy is like, we should do a pop-up, you know what I'm saying? And Yandy is like, we should have a sleepover and have our sleeping bags and our onesie pajamas and all this other stuff. And Remy is looking at her like, girl, no. And Yandy is like, oh yeah, I forgot you got a man to go home to. And Remy is like, well, you got a phone call to go home to unless you gonna put him on hold again. I was cracking up when she said that shit. But yeah. Anyways, that was pretty much that with them. Then we have this meeting with Anais, Rich, Navarro, and Ashley. So Anais and Rich, they show up first. then Navarro shows up and everything, and he's pretty much okay with them messing around or whatever. He can't tell his artists, who to date and who not to date. He's here for the business, as long as it don't interfere with the business. He can give a fuck, okay? So, anyways, then Ashley shows up. And she kisses Rich, she kisses Anais, and she don't show no love to Navarro. She like, fuck you right now. You know what I'm saying? And she's still upset about, him and the sister, plotting behind her back to, try to fire her and everything. So she says, granted, I might have been slacking or whatever, but she feels as though Navarro has been cheating on her because he been deleting text messages with him and some other lady or whatever. Rich explains why he's there, because I don't know if he was there to give some type of advice on management or whatever, or he was trying to work out some deal with, all of them. I don't remember what it was, but anyways, he was explaining to Ashley why they were there. Ashley instantly is just being snappy or whatever, and she's like, saying something about him, you can't find your own wife or whatever, because, Anais is somebody else's wife. And I was just like, whoa, what does this have to do with anything? You know what I mean? And, Ashley feels as though, Rich's intentions are not good for Anais and everything, which I agree with, but you know what I'm saying? That's they shit. You know what I mean? And Navarro was like, yo, why you wilding and everything? And, Rich, he's getting upset, like, yo, why you popping off on me for? You know what I'm saying? And, I think she told him to lower his tone or something like that, this, that, and the third, and they kind of going back and forth. And Rich is over it. He's like, you know what, I'm not going to sit up here and deal with this bullshit, so he gets up and leave. And, Navarro is telling her, he came here because he has, experience in managing and this, that, and the third. And, Anais is asking, Ashley and Navarro, like, what's going on with y'all or whatever? Like, what's going on? And Ashley is like, he's a cheater and this, that, and the third. Navarro claims that he's not cheating on Ashley, and they going back and forth, and she throws water on him and she leaves. I can understand Ashley, I guess, being upset or whatever. Well, I guess at that point she wasn't even really that upset about being fired from Navarro and the sister. She was focused on these text messages and everything, which we're about to get to in a minute. But I mean, I didn't understand, what her bringing up Anais and Rich messing around had to do with that particular meeting. I mean, she wasn't lying, but it's just like that shit didn't have nothing to do with, with anything. I think, I guess because she was just upset with Navarro, she taking it out on Rich or whatever. I don't know, but anyway, so we see them in a later scene, and, she's at the crib or whatever. And she's, cleaning and packing his shit up. She was like, shit, you can't stay here, you know what I'm saying? And he comes in or whatever, trying to, kiss on her and stuff like that. She's still not feeling it. He like, what you doing? She's like, I'm packing your shit. And, she's like, you've been talking to a bitch and this, that, and the third. And, Navarro claims that he's not cheating on Ashley once again, but he was trying to plan something special for her. And I'm like, that's why he was deleting text messages or whatever, because he wanted to plan a spa day for her because he knows that she's been stressed out. And I was just like, I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. He might have not been lying. Because he also, talks about the fact that Ashley has, like this jealous streak and everything, but that probably wasn't the best idea to, be deleting text messages, because it does look suspicious and everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I felt like he could have probably did something else if that's what he really was doing. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, so pretty much she was like, this is how you treat the mother of your unborn child or whatever. And he like, say what now? He's like, this is really how you gonna present this news to me while we on fucked up terms and we arguing back and forth, whatever, this, that, and the third. And she's like, I don't care, I'm over it, get out. And he leaves, and that's that with them. So then we get Self and Rich meeting up, and they reunite with one of the original members of the Creep Squad, Peter Guns. I ain't gonna lie, like, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I kind of miss Peter being on the show. Just him, though. I don't care to see Tara and Amina. But I miss just him being on the show. But, anyways, Self, he's, going to them for advice about Dream Doll and Mariah, because, he talks about the spotlight being more on Dream Doll right now versus it being on Mariah Lynn. And he's like, I honestly wanted Mariah to be like next in line and everything. And he's like, she doesn't have a harder hustle than Dream Doll does and all this other stuff. And, Peter and Rich, they're pretty much pressing him like, so who's next in line and everything. And at first, he's not really trying to say. He's like, I don't know. It could go either way. You know what I mean? And he's like, they like, nah. You got to choose. So he finally says, if I would have to say right now, it would be Dream Doll. And he was saying that she has a single that's in the top 20 on iTunes. If y'all heard it, y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if y'all heard it, let me know. And, Rich is telling him he already knows how this shit is going to go. You could be doing the same amount of footwork for Mariah as you're doing for Dream Doll, but somebody's always going to feel like as if you're not doing enough for them if they see that another person is ahead of them and all this other stuff. So then we get Jonathan and Trent. Oh, God, I really don't want to talk about them, but, they meet up or whatever. Because, Trent, he called the meeting and everything because he got some evidence to pull, that he got some evidence that he found or whatever that he want to present to Jonathan and everything. So, Jonathan, he shows up to the restaurant and, Jonathan starts instantly going off again about him cheating and, you was dodging my calls for 3 days straight. Trent is like, I work 5 days out the week or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Jonathan is pretty much not buying the excuse. And it's kind of like, yeah, people do make time for who they want to make time for, especially when it comes to a relationship. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, all that, I've been working 5 days, I be working 5 days out the week and all the other bullshit. Yeah, he can miss me with that, okay? But Jonathan is saying how Trent has a bad rep or whatever and he can't keep his penis in his pants. Pretty much calling him a sex addict, and I guess, Trent had a sex addict past and everything because he's like, that's not me no more or whatever. And, Trent is like, you just mad because I'm getting my dick sucked in this, and you ain't the one who doing it. So, Jonathan, how he goes, El Loco or whatever, in 3.5 seconds, and he just starts, popping off and everything. And, Trent is saying how he didn't want to play him or whatever, this, that, and the third, but he done his research too and everything. And it's like, okay, whatever. But anyways, he pulls out Jonathan's marriage license. And, Jonathan, he instantly gets up trying to hit Trent and is like, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? Or whatever. And, was Jonathan married twice or something? I think I do remember about him getting married on K. Michelle's show or something like that. But was he married twice? Because it sounded like Trent had said the first name and like they bleeped it out or something, and then they said the second name or whatever, which and they didn't bleep that name out. Now I'm assuming that's the guy that was I guess was on the K. Michelle show or whatever. But anyways, like I said, Jonathan's just going off and all this other stuff. He's saying that him and the guy that he is married to, they were best friends. They realized they weren't compatible, and how it's not easy to get a divorce on opposite sides of the country. Old boy is still in LA. Jonathan is here in New York or whatever. And he's like, I'm not even with him, and this, that, and the third. Like, it's complicated, and blah, 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 blah. And I think Trent, he left or whatever. And it's just, I can't with this storyline. I just really can't. I'm sorry, y'all, if it seemed like I'm just really uninterested in this show, because I am, like, I'm just ready for this shit to be over with. But okay, back on it. So we have Lames are James the Lame meeting up with Sophia the bed hopper body. And he's asking her, why didn't you show up to the party and everything? She didn't feel like it was necessary. She believes that he wanted her there for the look and not because he was genuine. And I'm like, duh. Okay. And Sophia is saying that she regrets kissing him. She wasn't trying to lead him on, but she still has feelings for Jacquay, and she not trying to move, so quickly to the next person, this, that, and the third. And, he talks about how he had the creep squad there and all this other stuff, and how she was supposed to be there and everything. And it's like, yeah, that's why you wanted her there, to prove a fucking point to Jacquay. Like, you knew what you were doing. Like, you didn't want her there because you really just wanted to be with her or whatever. Like, you wanted to uphold the image, and it didn't happen because she didn't come. You feel me? So, she's like, yeah, I won't go and stand there in front of Jacquay, the guy that I was in a relationship with and everything, and you're the reason why we broke up and blah, 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 blah. And, James sitting up here, telling Sophia what Jacquay had said about her at the party and everything. So she was like, so you was laughing with them. She's hurt by it. And she's like, so you were laughing with them, like you didn't even defend me or whatever. He claims that he did. No, you didn't. You didn't. But anyway, so she leaves or whatever. He gets into his feelings. He threw a glass of whatever he was drinking, and she threw her glass right back. Yeah, I don't care. Anyway, so then we have, Self and Mariah talking. They're at the car wash or whatever. Well, they meet up at the car wash because that's the only place that she can get him at this particular moment. She feels like he's not supporting her, and, he's telling her, I feel like you need to hustle more and everything. And she says, I do, like, you don't see me out here or whatever. He feels like she has a temper problem and everything. And, which, I understood where they both were saying. They both did have valid points. She talks about how she didn't get invited to the BET Awards and everything, but Dream Doll was there. He was like, that's because Dream Doll told me that she wanted to go and she'll pay for her own ticket and everything, this, that, and the third. And yeah, like I said, they both would, make a good points and everything. But my problem with Self is it do seem like he just be focused on one artist, whatever artist he feel like is hitting on something, or it just, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because he slept on Cardi B, and matter of fact, he slept on Cardi B for Mariah Lynn, and now, Mariah Lynn, is getting pushed to the side of like Cardi B was, for Dream Doll. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I think Mariah should just, like I said, I don't really know a lot of Mariah's music. I mean, I remember the Once Upon a Time, song, and that song was catchy. I don't know any of her other music, but I mean, I think she should just be done with Self, as far as management is concerned, because what the fuck is he doing for anybody? You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, so then we get Yandy and Remy showing up to Juju's spot or whatever. And, she got candles lit and everything. They think, after they leave, Cameron gonna show up or whatever. So she tells them about the breakup, in which we already know about. And I saw her interview on the Breakfast Club the other day. And she says, she's telling them it's been like a few months now. And they like, what? Like, why would you not tell us? Like, you shouldn't even go through that by yourself and everything. And she didn't want to burden them because Remy has her thing with Pap, you know, and trying to get this in vitro process done. And then, you know, Yandy has to worry about Mendices, and she didn't want to bother them with her problems and everything. And you know, Juju was like, I wasn't trying to keep it from you guys. I just was, you know, trying to really deal with it because it was so bad to the point where she would hear his name or hear a song from him and she would just be bursting into tears and everything. And, you know, Juju was saying, well, no, Yandy had said something or whatever about Mendices and how she would watch his favorite movie or whatever, be thinking about him or something like that. And Remy kind of cut her eyes at her like, bitch, this ain't about you. Okay, like Yandy, oh, she know how to flip the conversation on herself, boy. That shit was not about your motherfucking ass. It was about Juju, okay? You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody care about you and motherfucking Mendices. But anyways, so you know, Juju is like, yeah, but I didn't have children, nor did I get married or whatever. Neither did Yandy, but okay. But anyways, yeah, so Yandy, she still wants to do damn sleepover or whatever, and Remy is just looking at her like, you just want to eat stuff. Like, why I almost feel like Remy don't like her low key. I don't know. But anyways, then we have Dream Doll, Self, Safari, and Brittany, Bree. They're at, I guess they're at Safari's house or whatever, in his studio or whatever. You know, Brittany and Safari, they go to make some drinks or whatever, and that leaves, you know, Self to have a private conversation with Dream Doll. I kind of really didn't like this conversation because I feel like now you're making Mariah vulnerable. Like you giving this girl Dream Doll all this ammo to, you know, go back and say some shit to Mariah, you know what I'm saying, when they get into an argument, which we gonna see, which we're about to talk about in this next scene. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. But you know, he's saying how he feels, but the way it did look, I will say, I don't know. It didn't seem like Self was trying to be messy with it, but that's how it came off. You know what I mean? But anyways, he's saying to Dream Doll that Mariah feels stagnant in her career and everything, and he wants Dream Doll to have a conversation with her, maybe to get her motivated or whatever. And you know, Dream Doll's like, okay, well, I'll take one for the team and everything, even though she didn't speak about my album. Oh God. Next thing you know, Safari and Brittany, they come back into the room or whatever, and they talk about how Safari is going to be working with Mariah too. So now Dream Doll mad, talking about some who authorized this, like da da da, and this, that, and the third. Like, okay, girl, like really, you know what I'm saying? Safari is like, y'all under the same label, like what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I was just like, really, girl? Like, come the fuck on. Then we get Trent and Jonathan again. Like, why are we still doing this? You know, he shows up to Jonathan's house with the rose that it looked like he picked out from the damn bush that was right there or whatever. You know, Jonathan comes downstairs to talk to him, and pretty much Trent didn't know that he wanted that Jonathan wanted to be exclusive. This is what the fuck he's been hollering and screaming and throwing shit about the whole goddamn time. What do you mean you didn't know? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan, he feels like, you know, he's over it or whatever. And he don't want to be with Trent anymore or whatever. You know, it is what it is. I'm not about to go into their whole conversation because it's just I just don't care, okay? So then we get the showdown between Mariah Lynn and Dream Doll. They in their exercising clothes because, you know, they were running and everything. So, you know, Dream Doll sitting up here saying that she feels like that they're both getting wrapped up into Bianca and Brittany's beef or whatever. Mariah Lynn feels like, Britney is the one who's starting it and everything. And she also feels like that shit is already intertwining or whatever, because you sitting up here telling Bianca that if I jump in it or whatever, if I jump in the fight or whatever, you was gonna whip my ass or some shit like that. Dream Doll tried to, make it seem like she ain't say that shit. When you did, you said you were going to come for her. You automatically said that you was gonna come for her, like, oh, since Bianca got a problem with Britney, now I got a problem with Mariah. That's what the fuck you said. So cut the shit, because she gonna sit up here and talk about no, I said if she jumps my friend or whatever while I'm there, I'm jumping in it or whatever. And that's when Bianca was like, I'll be collateral, this, that, and the third. And Dream Doll starts talking about how Mariah's career is going to flop. And, Dream Doll is like, she took her job and, claims, just saying how Mariah ain't paying Self his percentage and everything. And, how her career is going to flop, and Mariah is like, your pussy going to flop like all them dicks, from all them dicks that you be taking or whatever. So Dream Doll says, your mother, that girl Mariah, she flew. She ain't hop, she flew across that table. Like, I thought we was in Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or something, the way she came across that motherfucking table and was trying to get at Dream Doll, but y'all know security was on deck. You know how Mona do. If security was on deck or whatever, they grabbed Mariah and everything. But I wanted Mariah to steal on that girl, because, oh my God, that girl Dream Doll, I cannot. I really cannot. You know what I mean? Mariah saying, and I was going to work with Safari and everything, but now I'm going to steal him from you too, and all this other stuff. And that was the episode, y'all. I don't know how I got 26 minutes out of this, but yeah, that was the episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share here. Make sure you share there. Make sure you share every motherfucking where. And I'll be back for Black Ink Crew New York. All right, y'all.